Hey guys, went through the Big Talk with Austin. I'm your host, Austin, joined by your co-host, Carson. And
Hello, hello.
February has been an interesting month. If you guys don't know what the Big Talk with Austin is, this is your monthly movie news, now video game news podcast where we talk about everything that happened during the month of the episode that we are in. So right now we're in February, and we're going to talk about a lot of interesting stuff. And with me talking about reviewing games now, and honestly, more frequently than I thought I was going to be honest. I've been looking at because like I have a list of games that I do want to talk about, but there's more that they're kind of like suddenly like kind of peeking out. I'm like, oh, I might as well actually talk about that and talk about that. And so I did a review on Reanimal. If you guys want to go check that out, go check it out. I will kind of leave my thoughts obscured, but which did you watch it? I need feedback.
Did I watch it?
Yeah.
No, I
Oh,
did not watch it.
yeah. And
I
as
know.
soon as you said that, your internet started freaking out.
Are
So
we frozen?
it's karma for you.
You know, it's really interesting. I have been playing a decent amount of video games with no internet issues. I don't know what it is about Zoom. It just does not like Zoom.
I think Zoom
So
sucks, to be honest. It's just we might have
you
to.
said that as we're using it.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, I'm giving them
Too
money.
funny.
We probably should just move to Discord and just do it that way. But eventually.
Oh, I haven't had any issues with. I haven't had any issues with Discord. So
Yeah,
or
well, I mean,
Microsoft Teams.
the last time we used it, we didn't have any issues. So it's just mostly Zoom. It's always Zoom. It's ridiculous. It's kind of annoying. It's like I'm paying like $20 a month to use it or whatever. Um, so that we can have these long sessions. But if it's gonna have issues,
That is kind of crazy.
why even bother? But
Well, long sessions for the win.
yeah. But go check out the review. I thought I put it together pretty well. So we're gonna get right into this. A lot of interesting things happen, starting with the big one.
I
So
know.
we had to start with everyone's resigning from Disney. Like people are like, yeah, I'm done with Disney. It's abandoned ship.
I,
Um,
I just want to point out, I resigned too. I didn't even work there, but I resigned.
I resigned from watching
Uh,
their movies. Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a
So
little while ago.
I mean, we all knew that Bob Iger was going to eventually leave, and I think this was going to be his last year, but he's actually stepping down pretty early, like 6 months in advance early.
hmm
And so he's officially stepping down, but he's still going to be kind of finishing his contract in a way, but more from the board's perspective. And next, I think he will still be there whenever he is kind of needed, if he needs to kind of step in. It's in the background. But when it comes to being the face of the of Disney, that is it. And he is being replaced by,
Yeah.
why am I blanking his name? I should have wrote it
Josh
down.
tomorrow.
Josh Tomorrow.
Josh
And
tomorrow. Yeah.
Josh Tomorrow? Yeah. Well, he's also not doing a very good job either because he's immediately going full force with AI. I think he's also the one that wanted to do AI with Disney Plus and like do all these shorts. Well, I'm regretting the decision, but I think Bob Iger was really kind of wanting to do that in the first place. Great, great.
Yeah. So a few things interesting on this. One, we knew that Iger's time was going to come to an end. Now, obviously, it being early, probably not what they anticipated or expected, but eventually they're going to have to go through a transition period. And so this is really interesting because one, he was the Josh Tomorrow, assuming I'm saying his name correct, was the chairman of Disney Experiences, which, if I'm understanding correctly, like that's the cruise line,
The
the
parks and all, yeah.
parks, like the resorts, all those different things. Yeah, I think that this is a very strategic move that they
Well, it's
recognize
because their
that
parks are failing.
the thing that's going to differentiate. Well, I think that that's going to be their cash cow moving forward. Their cruise lines are doing really well, and so they're going to have to pivot to. And this is just my thought process. There's no there's no rhyme or rhythm in terms of like maybe data yet, but I think I think that because AI is going to be such a big thing, that people are going to have a strong reaction in the opposite direction. Will they'll Where they'll want fine tailored, really fun experiences that they can do in person. And I think this is where Disney is going to really set themselves apart, comparatively speaking.
Well,
So
by
I don't know what your
it's
thoughts are regarding that, but
when it comes to AI, it's by not doing it. I mean, like it's that
well,
simple.
everybody's going to do it though. That's the
Well,
problem.
the companies are wondering like, why are we not making any money? Well, it's because AI costs us so much, and it's actually using like what 8 milligrams of water to produce. I forget what the statistics number that
Yeah,
it was released. But
it's quite a bit.
it uses a lot of water, and it's like, of course, it's going to be expensive, and it's draining your money because it's not a profitable thing. It's just not. And so,
Well, to my knowledge, none of the AI companies are profitable yet. So I know that
well,
ChatGPT or OpenAI or whatever is losing tons of money. So
there you go. You're back. Uh,
same with Anthropic.
okay, you're back. I don't know. You're AI.
Oh, I saw you the whole time.
Oh, well,
I
I
saw
don't
you
know.
the whole time.
You're AI.
I don't know why I turned
You're
into a
Chris
robot
Pratt.
instead of AI.
You're Chris Pratt's Mercy.
Oh gosh.
That movie's so
Oh
bad.
gosh. Oh,
I
it
like
is
Chris
really
Pratt,
bad.
but that
It
was bad.
was.
Um, but
They should have given mercy to me and put me out of my misery in that movie.
they should have made an actual
Okay,
chair that
sorry.
puts you to death, and they should have killed every person that went and watched that movie for their own mercy.
It would have been the merciful thing to do.
Yeah,
It really would have. Um,
they would not
so
be able to demand for refunds because they'd be dead. Keep all the money.
that is true. Or just be like Disney and like not give people refunds. Have you seen those crazy stories of people like asking about refunds and experiences? I've heard based on Reddit posts that it's really difficult. I don't have personal experience, but I was just reading about it on Reddit.
Like
So
for movies,
um
for their movies.
no, not movies, like experiences,
Um,
like if the theme park shut down. I know that there was earthquakes a few years or an earthquake a few years ago, and like they weren't giving people like things. So I don't know. Just a side note. But no, I'm excited to see where Disney goes from this. I think that they need a detachment from Iger, they need fresh blood. And Disney just needs to realize that relying on the magic now, when you haven't come up with anything that's really been
Nothing has
great,
changed,
is
what,
not
in a
going to
hundred
work.
years? Like from their
Well, I
parks and
mean,
all
they've
that.
gone through,
Well, like
I mean,
what?
they've added places.
Well, I'm talking about like like a big actual improvement was it hasn't been what like 100 years. What was why am I blanking his name? The guy before Bob Iger. Um,
Oh,
I forget his name. But like
yeah,
I mean, like Bob Iger is a good CEO and all that. I mean, like not all
yeah.
his decisions were I would agree with, but there hasn't been a significant boost for Disney in a while. Like what the previous CEO
No,
before him did at.
not in not in share price, not in anything. So the Disney is in a really important era of where do we go from here? And it's going to take a lot of creativity and to really reach audiences across the spectrum, but do it in a way that unites people. Kind of like what's that movie? Like Frozen is a perfect example. I don't know one person that wasn't enthralled with Frozen when it came out. I'm not a huge fan, but I know that everybody loved all the music and everything from Frozen. So it was just very, you know what I mean? It
I
just felt like it was very unifying with
yeah.
how people enjoyed it.
Well, the one thing I
So
hope that maybe he could step in and be like, all right, no more live action remakes. We're done. We're done with that.
yeah,
But the problem
yeah,
is Leon
I
still like
wouldn't.
I mean like it was like that with Snow White when Snow White came out and bombed and and it did not make any money.
Yeah.
But then Lilo and Stitch came out. It's like, oh, all right, $2 billion. Like, fuck. All right, well, all right, restart
They're
Tangled.
gonna make another one.
And it's like, yep, right.
I
This
wouldn't
movie,
mind
this movie was originally supposed to be
I
streaming.
wouldn't mind Disney princess movies that are done well. I
Originals,
really
yes,
wouldn't.
but we as like if they're gonna make remakes, they should do remakes that weren't originally good. Like movies that weren't originally good, remake those. Like I mean, like if you're gonna do especially if sequel remakes, like there's plenty of like Lion King sequels that they could have. Well, again, I don't like that live action version.
They have Lion King 1.5. That
Like
was
yeah,
an interesting movie.
they could have remade that or something. Like try something different with
Yeah.
those, or the other Leo and Stitch sequels that are terrible and all that.
What they could do is it's something that I've always wanted to see done in theory, or well, in theory and also in practice. It's called The Kingdom Keepers. It's a book series based around the Disney parks of like a few kids that actually turn into like AI hosts. And when they go to bed, they wake up in the park as their AIs.
So Ready Player One.
Yes, but Disney, and it's basically themed around the idea that like the evil characters, so like
Oh, Finest Freddy's.
you would think like Scar, Jafar. Yeah, basically they come to life and are like trying to like take advantage of the park.
But Disney's not going to do that. They
It's really
won't.
good.
They won't ruin their own name. They don't. They feel like they're ruining their own name in a way, which they
Well,
don't.
I think that making an adult movie where it's like the evil queen is trying to like take you out, probably not the best idea, but it's a really great idea, and it talks about AI in a way that is maybe a little bit more approachable. It's
Oh
actually very
yeah.
smart. It fits the on brand.
I
So,
mean, well,
just my thought process.
the problem with Hollywood, besides one movie, um, but there's they've been making movies about AI, how AI is good. It's like, well, if AI takes over, at least if we made movies about being the good guy, maybe it'll be nice to us. And it's like, all right, great. AI
It's
has
gonna go all
feelings now.
Scream 7 on everybody.
Yeah.
AI
It,
is gonna turn into like Scream 7 meets
did you see
I
all
Am
the
Robot.
AI Scream 7 stuff that they've been doing? Uh, s-
Yeah, I did. That's why I mentioned it. There's a
uh
lot of people that were like, "What the heck is this?"
Yeah,
They're,
it
you know,
makes no sense. I mean, it's probably going to connect because the voice changer and AI and all that, but it's like it doesn't make any
sure.
sense for the do it marketing wise. Honestly, but it's not as weird as the McKenna Grace song single that she put out. Did you hear the song that she put out?
I did not.
It's
Is it
so
bad?
bad. I don't like it. I guarantee there's going to be a lot of people like, "Oh no, it's great," and all that. It's like, no, it's awful. It was real bad. You know what? I'm gonna play it. Hold on, give me a second, but continue. I'm gonna play it
Oh
for.
gosh. Oh gosh, everybody. Put me out of my misery
We're
again.
gonna get copyrighted by
Listen.
McKenna Grace. But um, there's still a chance of things to be good with Disney and all that. Oh, look,
Yeah.
speaking of AI, there's an AI ad. But this is not has
Yeah.
nothing to do with the topic, but it's just we have to listen to it. It's so bad though. I'll have to play like maybe 15 seconds of it or we will get
Okay.
copyrighted. But your audio, there we go. It's
Oh,
it sounds like Five Nights at Freddy's in a little bit right there. I'm gonna go to the middle of it because it's just
can you honestly promise me I won't be left here to die?
it sounds like a Blink-182 song.
I was actually that's weird.
I don't
And
why.
that's for the movie?
Yeah. I guarantee that they're gonna be playing this in like either the intro or the credits. This is
I
what they're
think
gonna
What kills
Like,
me is like the random knife slashing
yeah,
noises
I didn't
randomly
even know
throughout the
that she
song.
sings. Really?
Oh gosh.
Uh, yeah.
Free marketing, free marketing. So,
I mean, it's not really free marketing. They're paying her to. This is probably included in her contract, most likely. And so, I mean, I like
oh
McKenna
gosh.
Grace, but she's been in terrible movies in the past year. And so, but yeah. So,
Yeah.
side noted, but I mean, welcome to the Big Talk with
Side note.
Austin. But
Oh
you
my
know.
gosh. I
The
just,
reason the reason why that these videos are th 3 hours long. Luckily, the
I
last one
am not
wasn't
in.
two. Like the last one was actually 2 hours. So
Oh, we can beat that.
yeah.
We can do five. No, I'm just kidding.
So we can actually go lower. Let's do it 30 minutes. Let's go. But yeah.
Okay.
But let
We'll,
us know your guys' thoughts on this whole entire situation. I think there could be good things, but lately the first decision, literally like with the whole short AI thing. It's not going to be good. It's going to be bad. Because people
yeah.
we'll talk more about AI later. We have literally like a topic around it. It'll be fun.
Well, I think this segues into the next topic really well, and I can explain why if you'd like.
Yeah. You can
All
open it.
right. Everybody, on February 19th, so just a few days ago, Toy Story 5 dropped its official trailer with its release for June 19th. The story that we kind of see and is premised is the fact that the toys are now being replaced. Bonnie has what looks like an iPad or something along those lines. And now it looks like we're going to have a struggle between.
It's also a sequel to Princess the Frog, so but she becomes an iPad.
Oh,
Hmm.
I did not know that. This is really great to know. I'm
That's
really glad that
actually
they didn't say
that
that.
that would be
That
a that
that
would
would
be
have made it
one.
horrible.
I mean, it would be better than most Disney remakes. At least it's
That is very
original.
true. That is very true.
Yeah.
One of the lines that really struck me is toys are for play, tech is for everything. And I think that's what really hits like the whole AI and hits really close to home. I think
Yeah.
that Toy Story is
I
coming in at the perfect time to talk about this.
see, even though people are complaining like, "Oh, we don't need this movie," but the problem is the past four films were good. It's
They
like
were, I will say that, yeah.
even though we don't need Toy Story 4, it was still a good movie.
I would agree. And everybody liked Forky or whatever that thing's name was, or
Yeah.
Sporky or whatever. Yeah, I think I
Luckily that she ain't getting into like D&D, you know. Luckily
oh
that
my
she,
gosh.
it would be
Stranger
what,
Things Toy Story
yeah,
crossover. No,
yeah,
I'm
it'd
just
be a
kidding.
lot worse. Like the toys would
Yeah.
be a lot in danger.
Well, it's interesting because obviously we have Tom Hanks returning for Woody.
They actually make fun
We
of him
have,
being old, you know.
yeah, we have Tim Allen, with Buzz Lightyear. And I'm interested because it's the director who did Wally, Finding Nemo, and Finding Dory. And all of those movies were actually pretty solid. So I think that we have an opportunity to get what I would consider to be a really, really good film from the Toy Story franchise. Excuse me. So I'm excited in that respect. I don't know if we need anything after five. Uh, if they do
Yeah.
like six, seven, eight, or
I
whatever,
don't know
I
what you
just,
could do next besides maybe all
yeah,
toys becoming electronics in a way. Like
yeah,
because like now we're starting to get into like where toys are like where you can have like Transformers actually transform into from a car into an action figure and all that. Maybe you can go in that direction with some toys, but that like you could do short films with that, but like full length
yeah,
films, I don't know. Um,
yeah.
or
Well, and it
Andy,
had a
or you bring
few,
it back Andy and next he's into D&D or like a Warhammer or something like that. I don't know.
yeah, or you do it from a perspective of Bonnie or Andy. Uh, I mean, if they really wanted to change
Seeing
how
toys
Toy
become
Story is,
alive.
yeah, they could make. I mean, that could be the only other thing. But I'm excited for it. I know that June 19th is really just around the corner. As
I
of
think it would
right now,
be
that's
good.
only 4 months away. So
I'm honestly more, the trailer actually got me a little bit more excited for it. I think it'll be
I think
fun.
so too. I think so as well. And there wasn't anything that I thought was super cheesy.
The
It
only thing
actually seemed,
it was the thing between Woody and Buzz having this conflict that we don't understand already. Like it'll probably be explained in the
yeah,
movie, but it felt out of place. It's like, oh, member berries. Remember when Woody and Buzz didn't really like each other, and
yeah.
especially with the song, "You have a friend in me" and all that. It's like,
I think they're going to harken back to that, and there's going to be some revelation that our characters have that leads them to reveal maybe why there's some conflict or struggle. I think that any
sacrifice.
change, that could be it.
Hmm.
Change in general is obviously just
You
uncomfortable
think?
for a lot of people. So could
Yeah.
be that.
Do you think Chris Evans's Buzz will make a cameo? And now thinking about it, it's like, what if Chris Evans just has like like almost like a Fantastic Four cameo in the movie? You know, it'd be kind of funny. It's like, oh
I
yeah,
think
he's not the likable toy. You know, forget about him.
I think if they could be super funny now that Disney owns like Marvel and Star
Yeah, you
Wars and
just
all those
do all
things.
these toys.
Yeah, it would be funny if like you have like Captain Rex in there
Yeah,
with Darth Vader. That would be really cool.
yeah.
So I don't know if they would do that, but I definitely think the
Or you try to
perspective
have like
of
the Darth Vader do like a force joke, but you can't because he's a toy. Like, you
yeah,
know,
no, that would be hilarious. I think that that would be excellent. I don't know if they're going to end up doing that, but I definitely think that that would be
they might
cool.
as well.
I just think that maybe they don't do it because it distracts from actual Toy Story itself.
It's
Like
toys,
it's
like,
not
you
just a
know, it's
cameo, it just kind of takes away. So,
I don't know.
but the one thing I will say is as someone that used to collect toys, as a,
They're
you know,
action figures
young
now.
kid, yeah, elementary through like middle through even early high school, I think that it really brings up the fact that if you like go into a toy store, I remember when I used to walk in, specifically Star Wars, when Hasbro was coming out with all their Star Wars stuff, and it would be just a wall of Star Wars, just Star Wars. And now you walk in and it's like finding action figures or anything along those
Oh, now
lines.
you
They're
walk in, it's
like,
just empty shelves.
yeah. And I think that's the thing that Toy Story is going to bring up really well is do people even play with toys still? Or are we super satisfied with one screen and just being absolutely locked into that screen the entire time? I think that it'll be an evaluation for parents too, or for adults, where it's like watching
You're
TikTok.
gonna definitely see some parents be like passing the iPad to their kids in this movie too. You're like, all right, here, shut
Yeah.
up. And like, I'm
No,
gonna
they're going
watch
to be
this
like
with
this texting during the movie, and you're like,
Minecraft. You're like,
okay,
you're
yeah,
missing the
thanks
point of
for
the
proving my
movie.
point. Where's
Like,
Roblox? No,
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
So,
you're
but
ugh.
I'm excited. I'm excited for it. It should be good. I would give this trailer like a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it did a pretty good job.
You made me want to play the song again. Uh,
Oh gosh,
kill me,
everybody,
scream.
please, please stick with us. Please, please, please. Do not let
But
Austin scare you away. We still have lots of great topics.
yeah.
Just,
Yeah, I think it's an interesting trailer. Let us know your guys'
yeah,
thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to this. So we're gonna put this in the rumor bin. So put a pin in it, guys. Just put a pin in it. But so originally there was rumors coming out that Avengers Secret Wars was going to be split into two films, but now it's being said that it's not going to be the case. I want to talk about the fact of the idea of it being two films. I think that would actually benefited a lot if it was like a part one and a part two, like Secret Wars.
okay.
Because you could have because the thing is the one problem I have with Avengers Endgame is that we jump 5 years immediately after Avengers Infinity War and we don't ever explore the blip at all. It's the same thing with like Star Wars and Order 66. We don't really explore the aftermath of the fallen
Sure,
Jedi. And when we do, it's
sure,
very glimpses of stuff, and it's not really that much interesting storylines like the Bad Batch. I really don't care that much about the Bad Batch. And they don't focus on like the actual cool stuff, like,
sure.
where certain characters have been and like what they're dealing with and how all that is. But then, you see how Order 66 was actually pointless when 500 Jedi survive it. Thanks, Disney. But
Yeah. No, so it's interesting that you say that. There's a few things. So I always thought that splitting movies was really a money grab. However, I
but
will
with
agree
but
with you
with this, it kind of is needed.
well, and that's the thing. I think there's so many characters that it could be very overwhelming
Hmm.
and do a lot of characters a disservice if they don't do it well. So I do think that you are correct in that we don't ever usually get like the in between. They kind of jump around. We don't get, filling in stories for each of our characters. And I think if they wanted to do like a setup film where they make like the entire second half, like the secret war part,
Yeah. And you
I
don't,
would be okay with that.
yeah, like, and you don't have to worry about making Doomsday a 3.5 hour movie to fix all the
Agreed.
problems of the past two phases. And so, and people be like, well, what about the contract between the actors and the Russo brothers? They are filming it all together. So the contract goes based off the budget and when it comes to these Avenger films, and especially when they film them to like back to back,
Hmm.
they throw all the money into that production together. So it's like they can work with
Yeah.
whatever they want. And so I think from a story standpoint, they can balance the characters very well, especially between Doomsday and Secret Wars. I want one or two films in the world of Battle Earth. I want to see a couple of stories
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Just jumping
S-
immediately into Secret Wars, I think will be lame and just like, oh, but what about that
Well,
stuff? No, I can't have it. Okay.
and what Marvel films are we getting before Secret Wars? Are we getting
I
Spider-Man?
No, well, we're getting Spider-Man before Doomsday, but I actually haven't heard anything before Secret Wars. I think Secret Wars comes immediately after Doomsday, like a year.
Let's see. Uh, so it looks like we're looking at bum 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 bum. Bum. Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out in 2026. Avengers Doomsday 2026. Avengers Secret War 2027. So it looks like we have a few,
Maybe they'll down
you know,
something at Disney, like CinemaCon, like Disney's, like, events and be like, hey, we actually been filming this in the background, and we actually have this film coming out next year as well, before Secret Wars. But
yeah. Well,
oh
and you
wait,
think
they
about it,
actually they start filming X-Men this year.
yes,
I
I did
want
see that as well.
I wonder, well, I don't think we'll get it before Secret Wars, but I feel like we
Yeah.
should, especially if they're going to introduce
See,
the new X-Men.
well, and here's the thing is yeah, who knows? I know Black Panther 3, they now have like a speculated 2028 release. There's a few things that
Did they
I'm
maybe
kind of,
maybe they finally filmed Blade after all these years?
yeah, I did see that. So sad. I feel bad, but I think in any respect, I do appreciate that they did slow down the crazy ton of Marvel content that they were just dumping and dumping, and it was like every director and their sister could make up their own story that had to kind of fit in, but really didn't fit in. That spent $200 million and da 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 da. I'm glad that they've stopped doing that. I would rather them just really focus on 2 to 3 really good movies every year or two, and then if they reach those plateaus, or like if they hit the this is really good content, then taking spin-offs. So like if I really wanted to find out what,
Oh, like movies like the Thunderbolts. So take side characters and
sure,
just give them their own film. And so
sure. And that was a great film. I know that we had a
I
few
thought I really
duds.
loved that one. And I'm shocked that that was
I,
not in a lot of people's top tens list of last year.
I really like Thunderbolts. I
And
also really like
not a lot of
Fantastic
things
Four.
good, not a lot of good things came out last year. I thought last year was pretty
It was
bad
really bad. I think last year was just a tough year in general for a lot of people. So
because of the
I
strikes mostly too. Like we
Yeah,
just
I
didn't
think
get
between the
much.
strike, you think about all the things that are going on in the world, like
Oh,
outside
it's
news.
peaceful. It's peaceful and nice outside. Flowers and
Yeah,
rainbows.
I think people have low expectations. And so I'm really hoping that Disney and Marvel and Star Wars and all these IPs, the new Harry Potter show, I hope all of those really hit the mark,
Yeah.
genuinely.
I mean, like, well, there's a
So,
lot of things coming out this year, and
yeah,
excluding like the whole price increase on RAM and like technology starting to go up, but there's a lot of also there's just a lot of great content coming out this year, like especially from the gaming side and from all around. So it's
yeah,
like we're starting I feel like we're starting to get back in a phase of like, all right, we're getting good products. This is now pushing the people to go out and actually get that product and make it where it's successful, but also bringing that price back down to where it's actually reasonable
sure.
and so well, we'll see
Yeah.
that in our 4 years to actually make that the case. But so
Yeah, but that's all I have for this one.
yeah,
I'm
it's just a
super
rumor.
excited.
I thought it was interesting to mention it, and I think it would benefit the MCU and taking two Avengers films and just making a third one instead of doing a Rise of Skywalker situation.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it'll be good.
but yeah.
I'm excited. I think regardless of how they do it, I trust the Russo brothers. I trust that Marvel
Well,
has figured
they
out.
made the Gray Man, they made Electric
Shh,
State, but when they shine, it's usually Marvel. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
shh, we don't mention those other films.
Uh,
So, but yeah, that's all I have on
Yeah.
this one. I
Well,
know that.
let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. You know what? I I want to do a commentary on this sh series already. So if you guys didn't know, there is a Spider-Man Noir sh Amazon show coming out later this year. Like what? It's like November-ish.
Yeah, I believe it's no. It says May 27th on Prime.
Oh, May. Oh, wow. Oh, jeez. All right, that's around the corner. All right. Well,
Yeah,
what's actually really fascinating about this is that they're putting two versions of the show out, one in black and white and one in color.
I did see that. Crazy. I am
I'm gonna be watching it in
interested.
black and white because that's what it seems like it's made for.
Correct. I think that this is actually genius. Let's think about
Double the
this.
views
The
because
well
it'll
that
be separate viewing. And so it's
and
like
some people hate
black and white.
watching things, yeah, in black and white.
Yeah, I don't know
And
why.
so
Uh, I don't
yeah,
mind it, but
yeah, I am stunned. I was really impressed with this trailer. I think
there's some
I think there were a
corniness
few
to it, but I think
things.
that's kind of the
Yeah.
point. I really get a laugh out. I keep going back to this specific part when Nicolas Cage, he's wearing the mask. He goes like this to the camera. Like, it's
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah.
what? But
Also
it,
the car in the video looked kind of cheesy.
yeah, but it's because it's supposed to be 1960s or whatever. And so it's meant to look like that. That's the
I think
one
it's
thing
supposed
why
to be
it's like
like 1920s. It's
1920s.
like
Oh, okay.
old. Yeah.
Well, that's
It's
one
you're
another
looking
thing
at
why
like
I'm
a
like,
Model
would it
T.
look as good in color? That's the thing. So it's like, yeah, like because if it's with the black and white, the corniness would work. And so if you go watch it in color, it might ruin your experience a tiny bit on it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But the one thing that looks extraordinary well is the 5 second clip of him swinging through the city. That is honestly the best looking Spider-Man swing that we've seen in a very long time.
I was gonna say I was really impressed.
Whoever
And
I don't know if it's going to be, I don't know, I don't it might even top some of this new cinematography and swing and Spider-Man swing in Brand New Day. We'll have to see.
yeah,
We haven't seen any footage, but
it it looks really good. And I think the thing that it's an alternate world based on 1930s New York City. He returns to being the Spider after stepping away from the role years prior because of personal tragedy.
now is it the
And
same exact character from Spider-Verse or is it just
I believe so. I believe it's supposed to kind of insinuate
hmm,
and indicate that it is. And the
what if we
poster, have you seen the poster?
yes.
So the top one is him walking in color, and the bottom one is in black and white, and he's wearing the mask. It is so cool. I was really impressed. I'm like, I'm blown away, genuinely. And yeah,
I,
so
I wonder if they'll set up Beyond the Spider-Verse a bit in this
I don't know.
because wouldn't he be in it?
Yes, I
So I
mean,
don't know.
he should be, unless they had new
I
ones.
I really like the poster where it's the door and you see the city what's the word like the shadow of him through the door silhouette or whatever how you call it. I like that poster.
Yeah, I
It's
think so
like
too.
a old detective type of stuff. Um, but that's pretty much all I have to say. I the only thing I am worried about is seeing an old Nicolas Cage try to fight. That's the only thing I'm kind of a little bit skeptical
Yeah,
about.
because he's a little bit older.
Yeah. Like, because if it was animation, yeah, he can still be old, but you could still have like the flexibility of Spider-Man with in animation. So that's kind of the only thing I'm curious to see is how's the choreography. s- c-
Choreography.
Yeah, yeah. hmm
I got you.
mm So, but they also should do if they want to go old school, they should do like what they did back in the early 2000s, where they dropped a video game along the side of the movie or show. And it had to
And
be real bad. Um,
and a side note for the people who will not watch it in black and white, the vibes that I got from the color trailer was that it reminds me a lot of the Batman
mhm.
and Batman Dark Knight. Like it
I'll
has
watch
that
them both.
very same. Yeah, I think I'm
Oh,
going to do the same thing.
because like
So
if I'm gonna do episode reviews, I'll watch one in the black and white, and next I'll rewatch it in color just to so that I understand what the whole episode is about. Um, and you might get really cool different perspectives. It's kind of like a nice way to show what's like like those choice-based like games and all that. It's like different
yeah.
type of choices and like the 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 bell English butterfly effect. I was really trying to say
Oh,
that word.
yeah.
But
It's really stunning. And if you all haven't watched the trailer, I know it's been out for I think like 6 or 7 days at this point. If you haven't watched the trailer, you really need to. I think that I don't think there's anything we can say that will really do it justice. I think there's a really beautiful cinematography. We also know that Nicolas Cage is, when he wants to be a really great actor, Nicolas Cage is really good.
yeah, he will try when he
So, I
wants to.
mean, well, it's funny because he has like really stinker movies,
Well, those are his
and then he
paychecks.
has, yeah, and then he
Yeah,
has movies where you're like, holy crap,
yeah,
like Nicolas Cage, what are you doing? And then it's something that's absolutely incredible. Because correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's won an Academy Award, is he not?
maybe. I'm not too sure.
I am like 99% positive he's
Was
won
it
an
for
Academy
60
Award.
seconds?
Uh, he won an Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in the film Leaving Las Vegas.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that. I don't know
So,
what that is.
yeah, uh, interesting. That's crazy. I did not know it was that
I
long ago.
I would have thought it would have been
Yeah.
60 seconds, but whatever.
And he
Gone in
beat
60.
out Richard Dreyfuss, Anthony Hopkins, Sean Penn, and Massimo Troisi. He beat out some really, really good people.
Hmm.
So he also got nominated in adaptation in 2002. I mean, he's pretty good. So there's a
But
reason
he does have a lot
why,
of stinkers. Um,
yeah, he
mm,
does. He also won, I think he was also, yeah, he's been nominated a few times.
yeah.
So I'm impressed.
But yeah, so let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below, and let us know if you're gonna be watching in black or color, black and white or color.
Ooh, I love
Um,
that. I love that.
so moving on to this. So you remember
I already know what you're gonna
the
say.
30-second ad commercial for the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Terrible. I hated it. I freaking hated it. And I know a few people are defending it. It's like, oh, it's throwback to um beer and old commercials, and it's like, yeah, that would have been fine if it was like a YouTube ad, but you're gonna spend $10 million for that, really?
Yeah.
When you have a movie that no one cares for and no one's excited for, and it's like that is a sequel to a TV show, and that was not the appropriate time for it. Unless I would have been fine with it if they said trailer out now at the end of it on YouTube or something like that. Like you could have done both or something. But then they eventually dropped us an actual trailer. And this slightly turned my negative point of view into a slightly positive point of view.
I think Sigourney Weaver is exciting. That's what got me like, oh, okay, she's really great. So
Yeah, but this is a better trailer. The previous trailers that we've been getting are just not really, they weren't that good. This, we're starting to understand what is the film? What is the film going to go for? Because like it is definitely going to be fan service, that's for sure. You're going to have characters from the
yeah,
Clone Wars and Rebels show up in this. It's gonna heavily rely on it. But if it's still that Mando charm, it should work. I do know a lot of people are complaining about that his mask got taken off. It's like this is undoing his character arc. It's like it's he didn't personally take it off. It's not like he like that's his character arc is that he wants to keep it on and keep it he wants to stay close to his origins, but because he was captured, of course the people that captured him aren't going to respect his beliefs. They're gonna, of course, take his mask off. Some people complain about the dumbest things. But
yeah. I also think the other thing that I really struggle with is some of the CGI looked kind of,
mostly with Grogu,
eh,
like Grogu looks really bad
yeah,
when he moves. Um, they try to do a lot of stuff with the Force, and it's like, oh, he's so cute. He's Baby Yoda. And it's like, okay.
yeah. I was not impressed. I was like, meh, like we could have gone without it. But um, I agree with you. I think that this trailer really changed my perspective that maybe I would go see it. I don't think it'll even be close to my top 10 of any Star Wars anything, but
Or even this year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So somebody said he turned the stroller into sports mode, and I thought that was hilarious. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Um, But yeah, I mean, like as long as it's a fun movie at this point, I think that's what matters for Star Wars. It needs to be fun
Yeah,
for the next
and
one
make
to,
money.
yeah. Well, it's going to make 500 max. That's all it's going to make, I think.
You really
Um,
think so?
it's not going to make any more than that. If it does, I'll be shocked because it's like I don't. The problem is if you haven't seen The Mandalorian, I still don't think you're going to understand it. Even I guarantee you, there's going to be if you haven't watched Rebels or Clone Wars, I guarantee there's going to be parts of it that you won't understand because that's just Dave Filoni and his like characters, and it's like I guarantee they're not going to be properly set up in the movie, but.
No, yeah, I don't think this is a movie you just step into. The only reason you would is if, let's say, you wanted to, like you said, see the fan service of characters from Rebels and everything. So,
Mm.
um, but I don't know. There's some interesting Star Wars. Whereas I think Marvel is on the up and up. I don't think Star Wars has any idea what they're doing.
Well, that's
I
why
think they're
Kathleen Kennedy is
so
boop, yeah, boop,
yeah,
it's gone.
they're so directionless, and I think it really speaks
Well,
to. Can I lead us in?
well, yeah, I was just gonna say though, is like the problem with Star Wars, they want to they focus, they're too busy focused on multiple different timelines. It's like pick one and stick to it. If you want to focus on the Empire era, which I feel like it's been overdone at this point, fine, focus on it, but actually focus on it. Don't be like, all right, we're gonna do a first Jedi Order, we're gonna do Old Republics. Like, can you pick one? Like, I would prefer Old Republic over the Empire at this point, but I feel like if Disney touches that, it's not gonna be as cool.
I was gonna say I would prefer Mark Hamill coming back and they do his how we led.
They
You
need
know,
to recast Luke. They need to. Uh, So then we can get if they're going to stick to that air, they do need to recast Luke so then we can get a younger version of what he's supposed to look like during that time period. So
Yeah.
then we can get cool stories. Do
Yeah.
that
No,
then.
I would agree. Oh, yeah. So, but can I
Shit.
segue us into the next topic? Because I think this also speaks to Star Wars in general and where we're kind of heading.
Let us know your guys' thoughts on the Mando and Grogu trailer in the comment section below. And
Yeah.
moving on to the next one.
Yeah. So Disney axed a Star Wars sequel called The Hunt for Ben Solo.
We've talked about
Uh,
this before, but it's gotten weirder. It's
yeah, it says without ever asking about the budget or other details, says Soderbergh. It's insane, and we were all frustrated. It sounds like somebody said, "Yep, green light movie." Nope, just kidding. We're not green lighting, and there was nothing that ever existed in the first place.
mm,
That to me
they
just
they
continues
looked
to
at
prove the
this.
directionless.
Yeah, they looked at this in the Acolyte and are like, let's go with the Acolyte. That sounds better. Like,
Well, and that's the weird thing is Adam Driver is really good. So
didn't he win an
I don't
Oscar?
know. He has to have at this point. He's a great actor.
Wasn't he nominated at least in that one movie with Scarlett Johansson? Why am I blanking it? The
Yeah.
it's like they were married and
I
all that.
yeah, I got you. 1 second. I know what you're talking about. He's in the House of Gucci, which was a good movie. Ferrari,
Ferrari was okay. I liked it, but
Megalopolis, the
oh God,
Megaflopolis.
Jesus. Oh no.
He was in The Last Duel, which was pretty good. Logan Lucky, The Report, White Noise. He's in quite a few. He's in Lincoln. Let's see.
What? Oh,
He's been in
Marriage
quite a.
Story. That's what it's called.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I wasn't thinking about that one. I read everything except for that one. But
Yeah.
yes, with Laura Dern and Ray Liotta.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think what's interesting is Soderbergh provided, for the record, I did not enjoy lying about the existence of the hunt for Ben Solo, but it really did need to remain a secret until now. Also, in the aftermath of the HFBS hunt for Ben Solo situation, I asked Kathy Kennedy if LFL had ever turned in a finishing movie script for Greenlight to Disney and had it rejected. She said no. This was a first. I don't know what is happening behind the scenes there, but obviously is a huge disconnect. And when you're thinking of like actors, producers, directors not having any
Because
clue
she didn't come
as
up
to
with the
what's going
idea. She's
on,
like, no, we can't do it.
well, it's bad. I just find it, yeah, I don't know. I just find that highly stupid. I mean, imagine having something that could have been successful. I think it could have been like a solo movie. Um,
Well,
like
literally
it really
solo.
could have.
Like, yeah.
Well, yeah, but I
Like,
mean, it could have very well been. I mean,
I
Solo wasn't the best movie, but it was successful.
I still liked it. I would honestly watch
Yeah,
it. I would rather watch it over the sequel movies. But
agreed. I would
um,
agree.
I think the problem
Minus
is the reason why
Rogue
they,
One.
yeah. I think the problem was is that it's just no one cares about the sequels, and I think even though I think people would have been on board, I think it would be too big of a risk though to do a movie about Kyle Ren after the failure of the sequels.
Yeah. Well, that's why the Ray movie would have been horrible.
They're still trying to do
So
it. So, like, yeah, I would rather do that movie than the Kyle Ren movie. I would rather have the Kyle Ren movie over the Ray sequel. Uh,
the Susie Q or Lindsay Lou or whatever they call her, uh, w- Mary Sue. Mary Sue.
yeah.
That's what it was. Yeah. I just look. I think the fact that they had an idea that actually could have been successful of, hey, how did this guy turn evil in the first place would have been actually quite entertaining, especially if you would have had him like killing Jedis that Luke had trained in like the new temple and stuff. I think that would have been cool.
That's the problem. You would have, that's not that's too dark for Disney. That's why I think the
Yeah.
mall shit is
Well,
not going to be cool.
uh okay, that's too dark for Disney, but then they're okay with episode 5 of The Acolyte when he poops on like every Jedi and kills all of them.
Off screen, behind the trees.
Oh my gosh.
The
Uh,
the only
the
death that
one
you
girl got stabbed.
yeah, the only death that you do see is when she gets stabbed. One girl gets stabbed 3 times, but it's also a back shot.
Uh,
But
and the guy's and the guy's neck that got
that was off screen.
broken.
What are you talking
Was
about?
it?
What next breaking? You're thinking of Obi-Wan
Uh,
Kenobi, but
no, no, he broke that one kid's neck. Um, I forgot his name. Uh,
either way, as long as it's not gay Star Wars, they're not going to do it.
oh my gosh. Yord Fandar. The broken neck scene in the Acolyte refers to the brutal death of Jedi Knight Yord Fandar.
I don't know who the hell that is. I don't remember that character at all. I don't remember. I don't. That's probably how bad it is. I just can't
I'm just
remember it.
saying.
Yeah, I'm shocked that you remember that though, because I barely remember that show, and I don't have any plans to go back watching it anytime soon.
I'm checking it out right now. No,
Si
it was done on screen. It was done on screen.
All right, secret acolyte lover. I think that's the case. I think you're just secretly love the acolyte. You don't want anyone to know.
No, I just remember I was like, what is going on? There was so much going on in that episode
The
that
only
I
thing I remember is all the bad stuff, like for example, where she cuts her hair with the lightsaber, and somehow she
oh,
does.
that was really bad. And when the lightsaber's like flickering back and forth from evil to good, or yeah, just bad. It's just no good.
No
So,
good.
but that's all I have on that. I
Yeah.
know that there's some weird stuff going on where you're like, I just whatever.
Hey,
So,
but at least it makes more sense than what the next thing that we're going to talk about.
oh yes,
This
oh
if
yes.
we should have Kathleen Kennedy be the head of some of the Netflix shows on there. Be like, nope, 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 nope. I'm like, all right, good job. At least you're doing something right with Kathleen. Kathleen. But anyway, guys, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to this. So, you guys already know my thoughts on Stranger
Oh
Things,
gosh,
Tales from the 85 trailer. It pretty much is a copy and paste of most Stranger Things trailers. I actually kind of pointed out some of like the explosion. It reminded me a lot of like season five's like explosion and all that. It
sure.
like similar shots and how things are set up. Um, that was an okay trailer, but honestly, it's like why are we doing it? Why? How you're telling me something happened between season two and season three, and none of these characters ever mentioned it. Not once.
Yes, apparently.
Um, unless it's a multiverse and it's a different timeline.
Oh please, please. I hope it is not. So
Because it's like this, like I honestly don't remember the trailer because it's honestly forgettable. I will say the only positive thing about the trailer is the animation. I think it's one of Netflix's best animation because most of the time
I would,
Netflix
and
animation is kind of poo-poo.
it looks just like all the characters, although it does Millie Bobby Brown's hair a disservice.
I
The
mean,
first scene you see of her,
her hair
you're
was
like,
bad in those seasons,
yeah, it's
anyways,
bad.
and
It's
so
bad. So someone said it looks like a mobile game ad.
at least with Hopper, yeah, he kind of does look bad too.
Oh, he does look really bad. So,
And like he for some odd reason he decides to threaten a little boy for some I don't know why.
that is so out of character for him. I
Yeah,
was not a
like it
fan.
makes sense in season three where he's getting annoyed with Mike and always constantly around and kind of like um getting very sexual, not very sexual, but he's almost kind of getting touchy with Eleven at that point in their relationship. Like they're constantly kissing and all that. And so like I understood that point of him at that point of time, but to threaten him after Eleven's been in hiding for months and I like or a year or so, it's like
Mhm.
this doesn't really make any sense. It's supposed to be like a funny gag, like, huh, he's very protective. It's like, okay, yeah,
I, it's not. It's not really. It didn't do a service, and I think the other thing I don't really like about this trailer is because it's not their same voices. It really throws me off.
yeah,
I
they're not very
just
good voice actors.
No,
If they
I
casted
agree.
good voice actors that could sound like them, then it would have been fine. But at this point, they might as well as paid the original actors to voice their own characters. One, because they already looked like they were trying to look like they were playing high schoolers, but when they weren't. Um, you could have paid them less either way. Like the,
Well, and that's the
because it's
thing.
animation, it's voice
Yeah.
acting. And we heard
Well,
how
and that's the
Caleb
thing
was
is it's
in
like
Goat, which was his voice acting was pretty bad in that movie.
I would agree. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not thrilled about this in any capacity. It felt like it was just like, oh, here's another thing. Let's milk it and make money. The fact that they're coming out with this so quickly is just
It's already
they're not
what
letting it rest.
well we already seen this season already. We already know what
Well,
happens. Like not
correct.
not just because it's a prequel. It's just that it's the same fucking formula. It's not
Well, it's different because it has different voice actors
um
and
so they will actually kill
different
characters
stuff.
off.
So no, are you serious? No,
Well, yeah, like there's no tension in the there's already gonna be no tension because it's like we know that they survive. I
we
mean,
know it's gonna happen.
it's like
Yeah,
because like that one close-up shot of Mike and next to this Saul that was almost gonna hit him, but then 11 saves him. It's like we already knew he wasn't gonna get hurt. One, because he's a kid, and the Russo brothers are afraid to kill off their own characters. The Russo Duffel brothers.
yeah.
I did it again. But it's also
The Fluffer
he's in
brothers.
the Flopper brothers. Um, but like they survived 5 seasons, so it's like whatever. So oh, there you are. Hi, how's it going?
I could hear you still.
Um,
It's just you were frozen. So, but yeah, I think I look at this and I go, what are we going to accomplish from this? And all I see is cha-ching, money.
I
That's
don't even
it.
know how they get money from
There's
this, but whatever.
well, I think didn't you hear there were a bunch of people that were going to like cancel their Netflix after Stranger Things is
They
over?
did.
What if what if this is like a let's get them back with this?
The only thing that anyone should be looking forward to, even though they should put in the main show, is the spin-off show about the fucking Rock.
Oh, yeah,
But they're gonna put the but you know but they're gonna put the Broadway show on Netflix anyway. So why we even need the spin-off show about The Rock? Because the
that is
Broadway show
true.
is canon. It's not like a separate thing.
Which is why it was weird that you had to watch the Broadway show to kind of get part of the, yeah, not good. So,
I'm done with Stranger
yeah.
Things. Let it die. Burn it if you have to.
Let
Let
it
it.
die, let it shrivel up and
You're
die.
gonna have that
The
one.
Lorax.
You're gonna have that one little fan be like, nobody. You're
Uh,
like, oh, screw you, little girl. And next, poof, poof, you kick the girl down. The only time that we
oh,
actually agree with the villain in the Lorax. Uh,
oh, so true. So
but it
true.
is happening. Someone will somehow weaponize air and sell it. But yeah, well, we'll be there to
Literally,
watch
though.
Stranger Things Tales from '85, and we'll actually do a
Yeah.
commentary on it, so it'll be fun. I guarantee we can probably watch it in 2 hours. I don't expect them to be very long episodes or how or
Um, Maybe 20 minutes, 23 minutes. Yeah.
yeah. So at least hey, that's gonna be the biggest pause thing. At least it doesn't take an entire day to watch half of the show. So there's that. Um,
That is true.
so good job, Netflix. Good job. But yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. All right, so we might look different about that because I this is just gonna be a random cut during the episode. For the people that are listening to on the podcast, they don't like audio. They won't know,
We
which
look the same. We look the
we
same.
sound the same. And for those people, thank goodness you don't have to look at my ugly face. But so, well, the reason why this is because we recorded this episode 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, week and a
And
half. Yeah.
it was supposed to go up last week, but some things kind of, came up, and it's like it should be fine. I don't think anything else would come out. We did mention about Paramount being now getting a deal, and I'm like, nothing's gonna come out of it. Well, funny enough, I was wrong. Um, uh, unlike people on the Zack Snyder side that can't admit when things won't change, that think they will change. I can admit when things are wrong. I don't know, But so, well, and so we're going to talk about this now because this is actually a big topic. If this didn't happen, I wouldn't have done anything. I would have put it up whenever. But so we're going to talk about this whole entire deal, which the reason why we haven't really talked about it is because nothing really changed until now. So, Paramount was given a window to make a new bid uh, for Warner Bros. And
Crazy, by the way. Crazy expensive bid. My
yeah,
goodness.
and they offered 110 billion dollars. And that included some other stuff. I'm trying to pull up the detail now, like certain details, what were offered in the bids. Um, so with that, uh Warner Bros. It's like, all right, yeah, we'll look at that. We'll do that, and gave Netflix a 4-day window to make a better offer, and Netflix backed out immediately.
Immediately.
Like they
I know.
didn't they didn't think about it. They're like, nope, that this doesn't think this
And they got a breakup fee.
yeah,
Netflix made money,
Paramount has to pay a breakup fee because that's part of their deal. That's included
which
in
is
their deal.
crazy. Yeah.
Um, which I thought Netflix would have, or would it have to be Netflix that would break up to pay the net for
No, no, the breakup fee was if for some reason they broke off the deal,
mhm.
or it like didn't pass regulatory, if I'm not
That's
mistaken,
what it was. Okay.
then they would pay, then they would get paid. Netflix would be paid by Warner Brothers.
Hmm.
Um, which uh you look at it and
I gotta.
Netflix looks looks like the real winner here. They avoided a crap ton of
They,
debt.
you know what happened? They they were offered money for all the bad movies that they made, so now they can undo all that. That's what they got.
Well,
So
you know
it
what's
is a
going to
win-win.
probably happen?
They'll make more
I
bad
think
movies.
no. Well, maybe I don't. Who knows? No. What'll probably happen
They'll
is
make
I think for me the biggest thing is debt.
yeah.
Paramount will be in 79 billion
This
with a
is
B dollars worth of debt.
not trying to make it political. I hate this deal. I think this is a terrible move, not from a political reason, just from a business standpoint. I think this is an
Oh,
awful, awful deal.
it is an awful deal. And I think what's going to end up happening, and we see this time and time again, AT&T was a perfect example when they bought, was it Time Warner Cable? I
Hmm.
can't remember who, DirecTV or one of those. I can't remember who bought who, what. Disaster, disaster zone. And then they had to peel it off into two different companies because of all the crap. I mean, this is exactly what we're going to see, I think, is in 2 years, this deal is going to look like garbage.
Oh yeah, so they're gonna. So right now, Warner Bros. Like David Zaslav is gonna get a big chunk of money because he did bring Warner Bros. Back up from the dead. Like Warner Bros. Like 5 years ago was destroyed by AT&T. Um, But it's going to be even worse because with Paramount being the new leader, they're going to be making nothing but sequels and remakes because those are the only things that are going to be guaranteed money. With Netflix, you could like they could handle the debt and be like, all right, put out whatever original films and all that you can do, keep doing that. And what makes Netflix a better offer, Warner Bros. Warner Bros. Opens Netflix to the theatrical business while Paramount is already in that business. So Paramount's just going to merge everything together with Warner Bros. And they're already talking about shutting down HBO Max and just put it in
Well,
Paramount Plus.
well, but HBO is going to keep the name. So it sounds like Paramount Plus is going to be with HBO and they're going to
HBO
keep the
Mount
name.
Plus.
I have no idea what they're going to name it. It's going to be whack. But basically, they just said today, as of about 8 hours ago, HBO Max and Paramount Plus to combine into one streaming platform. Paramount says HBO brand will operate with independence. So part of
So
me
like what, like
wonders.
Disney Plus with
I,
Hulu?
that's what I'm trying to figure out because,
They could just say like it could have its own tab, but even then, just put the Paramount tab in HBO Max. Like, no one
well, and
cares
that's
about
the thing
Paramount Plus. That's the
is I don't know if that means it's going to be named Paramount Plus and then HBO is going to be like Hulu
somewhere.
is in
Yeah.
Disney Plus. But even then, that's just messy. That's stupid. And they're probably going to find a way to increase the price. They're going to make it double.
Well,
Just wait.
I mean, like, what? How much is Paramount Plus right now? I don't even have it. That's how much I don't care.
Uh, I think
Um,
Paramount Plus was like 7.99 or something. Don't quote me on that.
let me look. Okay, so the cheapest offer for Paramount Plus, well, actually, no. Well, so the cheapest offer is like $9, but the premium is like 14. This is going to skyrocket.
Well,
We're talking
maybe
about
not.
we're gonna talk about, you think Game Pass, like Xbox Game Pass is fucking, changing their subscription monthly plan every month and making it $300 a month. This is gonna this is gonna be a drastic change.
So here's the thing: is HBO Max is kind of expensive. Basic with ads
I have the
is
Disney Plus and HBO Max bundle, which is $30
uh,
a month,
okay. Well, the basic with ads is 10.99. Standard is 18.49 a month. Premium is 22.99 a month.
which
I
that
mean,
bundle might go away at this point too.
at this point, it's like they're gonna be like bundle everything together.
Cable,
So cable,
yeah.
yeah. Wow, we're back to square. What? What do you mean everybody just
It's
wants
just
to?
a different version of cable. All
Yeah,
right, cool.
I think the only thing that's different about this and cable is cable was programmed. This you can pick what you want to
Well,
watch.
yeah, like you had to have a big satellite dish and all that.
Yeah, yeah, and your
Um,
DVR and stuff to record.
like while this is just on your TV. Like that's what cable sh that, what DirecTV should that's what DirecTV should have done. And I think DirecTV would have killed Netflix then. But no one
No,
wanted
but
to.
yeah, well, that and nobody wants all those dishes and like Dish
Yeah,
Network and blah blah blah. No thanks. Um,
I already have enough dishes to clean.
now
Uh,
I'm wondering how this is going to play out. Um, one, I just think of the fact that
I was actually accepting Netflix having it because at least it sound positive with Netflix,
yeah,
even though there was a
their
big
movies were going to
positive.
get better.
Well, yeah, but there was a good, but even though there was a good chance of them to go back on their word in like 2 years or something, this is just like, all right, cool, great. Now people are like, as much as I didn't really like Sinners, I appreciated the originality of it. We're not going to get another unless, well, actually, Sinners is pretty successful. So we'll probably get a sequel to Sinners, but we'll never get an original film like Sinners ever again. So there's that. Um,
I mean, maybe I don't want to be, write it off just yet. I just think it's a poor business decision. I think not political, but I do think
well,
politics played a part in
the
this.
money where the
And
money's coming from is the Middle East, and where if we're going to talk, I don't want to talk about, but as bad as it is to be the government to be involved in our media and control things, I think what people were worried about, I think Trump already could have done that a long time ago. If he wanted to control the narrative and all that, I think he could have done that a long time ago if they really think that. But Middle East money, now Middle East having a portion of our news, that's a whole different scenario. Like that's a whole different conversation in itself. But so, um, if we're gonna look at positives, I think a big positive, you're gonna hate me for it, but physical media is probably safe. So, there's that. So, um,
yay,
yeah,
physical
because I
media.
guarantee Netflix would have stopped Warner Bros. From having physical medias.
You know, I don't know if that's true. Who knows?
Because Netflix
Um,
would have been like, hey, even though we have you still doing HBO Max, but we still want some of your stuff. Bring that over here.
yeah.
So,
Well, what I'm kind of worried about is the fact that CBS and now CNN will be owned by the same company I just think that that's too much power in
Yeah.
one company's
There's just
hands.
in general with news and all that. Yeah.
What they should do is part of the stipulation for it to
Well,
pass regulation, or excuse me, to pass
yeah.
regulatory standpoint would
It's going
be,
to. That's the thing.
well, what they should do is they should force the sale of one of those two news organizations.
Yeah.
I don't know what that looks like in terms of like practice,
But
but I do believe that it is unwise to have one company that has
mm,
that much power.
the thing
Um,
is, if this is the whole entire goal, which I highly doubt it, but if that is the whole entire goal to get the news outlets, Paramount could have literally just bought the news outlets because Netflix wasn't interested in that stuff.
well, but that's the thing is my understanding is that they were not willing to piece it into different pieces. I thought they had said that they really wanted to sell the company all in one go. Like
Well,
to
Netflix
me,
wasn't going, but Netflix was going to sell it off anyways.
correct. But here's the thing, that wouldn't have benefited Warner Bros. At the time. It
Hmm.
would benefit Netflix after the sale completed,
Yeah.
which that's assuming that Netflix would have passed regulatory hurdles. We don't know if I think it's the FCC
Hmm.
would have approved it, or Congress or whomever has to look at it. I I just don't see that this is something that was well thought out, and
No, they
you
saw a
know
chunk of change, like ding ding, mine.
well,
Like,
but here's
yeah.
the thing: Warner Bros has like a fiduciary responsibility to return as much value for like shareholders
Oh
and people
yeah,
that have
like for the
invested in
future,
their
for the
company.
for the future of both of these studios is not going to be good. They're going to both end up being selling separate, and they're going to be sold at even a lesser value what this is. And so,
I want to
eh,
see. Let's
like
see.
at this point, Disney would have been a better choice. Um,
I mean, I just think you're shouldering almost $80 billion of 110 billion. That's just yikes. Um,
uh,
yeah, I just remember. I think it was AT&T bought out. Was it Spectrum?
hmm.
Okay. Uh, let me see.
So while you're doing that, I want to
Yeah, I'm
mention
doing.
some things that they're also including in their deal. So like so what's the L where are their names? Hold on. I'm gonna because I try to because like so Paramount's pretty much still offering the same deal that Netflix did where uh like James Gunn is gonna stay like in charge, but there's already people saying like, oh, James Gunn's not gonna stay after his contract ends up because he doesn't like anything with Trump. But I mean, like money talks. I guarantee if you give him a big chunk of change, he will stay. But that'll probably so if anything, that'll probably cheer on the Snyder fans even more. Like, yeah, James Gunn out, bring back Snyder type of deal. And it's like, all right, great. Which would, I guarantee if James Gunn leaves control of the DC, I guarantee whatever leadership is in her place, they're going to want to continue that same universe, even with James Gunn not in control. Because if they reboot DC again, that's as bad if Paramount gets Warner Bros. So I don't like people. So that's another talk in this whole entire situation. So even if James Gunn leaves, I don't think that's going to change the DC and what is being set up for DC right now. Um, maybe there'll be different variations. Maybe they'll pull back on certain things, but besides that, I don't think much is going to. I think whatever we have right now is going to stay as it is. Um, do you see James Gunn leaving? Because I don't even think I don't even think he would. Um,
I think it'll be dependent on how much
control they have.
creative control. I don't think that they'll have enough time to like initially look at his work. I think if anything,
I
if
think they'll be
he's
too busy at looking at the
yeah,
news and all that.
well, and that's the thing is if he's releasing bangers like
Well,
Superman.
that's the thing. Yeah, I get. I know it's well known that the Ellison brother, or well, what's his name? Fucking, um, whoever's in control of Paramount. I know that that family
Yeah, Ellison.
isn't really a big fan of James Gunn, but if he, as long as he's bringing the money, I don't think they're gonna care. Like,
Yeah.
and so
Well, and here's the thing. So
yeah,
that's what it was.
Ellison.
I was on the right page. So in 20, oh gosh, let's see. In 2016, AT&T agreed to buy or well, it was a merger, $108.7 billion. AT&T would pay 85.4 billion to acquire ownership of Time Warner. More or less run down. On May 17, 2021, AT&T reached an agreement with Discovery to transfer control of Warner Media. Through the deal, Warner Media was spun off and merged with Discovery through a reverse Morris trust, forming Warner Bros. Discovery on April 8th of 2022. So what we're seeing is the remnants of AT&T's whole deal. AT&T then split. So then AT&T stock was its own thing. Warner Discovery was its own thing. And then now it's being bought out by Paramount. Um, like this is just one bad merger or acquisition after another. Um, so like that to me just reveals that like has history said nothing of bad deals and you know I guess now it doesn't look like that bad of a deal because they got a huge premium that they probably should have gotten. I think it increased by like $9 a share or something ridiculous, and now it's at like $31. That's crazy.
What just ended up happening too is that you made Netflix even more of an enemy to theatrical business. Because with Warner Bros., that would have opened the door.
Well, I think what you're seeing is you're seeing that I'm going to say this diplomatically. The premium that they're paying for what they're acquiring does not make sense.
Well, no, I agree with
It,
Netflix. Like that's
it
way too much money.
yeah.
Like
Well, and Netflix is
Netflix can afford it. It's just that they don't think that's worth the deal. And so,
well, and you think, Netflix is basically getting a 2.5% breakup fee
yeah, maybe they can take
from
that money
that
to
whole
open their own
deal.
division. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe.
I mean, that's a lot of billions of dollars. I mean, Netflix is already a multi-billion-dollar
I mean,
company.
they could
Um,
buy what I'm trying to find the people that are in control of the theatrical business for Warner Bros. Because those people are staying as of right now in control of their current contracts. But as soon as
mm,
their contracts ends up, Netflix could be like, hey, you know that $2 billion we got from that breakup fee? Let's buy them and have them start a theatrical um, department and make us a new, I don't know, name out of us. So then we can get into, because they seem like they're really into the theatrical business side. And
let's see.
they didn't have the people to do that and like actually, make it a money maker with the Warner
Yeah.
Bros. Deal, they could have done that. But now, if they're still interested in the theatrical business, either they try to buy a different studio or they make their own. And at this point, they might as well, if they're going to get $2 billion for free, might as well make your own. And so it's,
Well, and that's the thing. So last year, the fiscal year 2025 for Netflix, on like $45.2 billion worth of revenue, they made about $11 billion. So you're thinking they're making, a little over between a third and a fourth of what they made in total earnings last year just from this one failed deal. I mean, and their stock price went up because stockholders don't like debt. Debt is not great. I think the only thing that could you could rationalize is if, let's say, you were investing in research and development, like a huge like cancer drug or something that was like really going to change something. But debt on mergers, acquisitions, all those different things, it's just gross. So Netflix looks like the true winner.
Pam
I think
Addy
that,
and Mike DeLuca is their name
oh, okay.
of the leadership of the theatrical.
Well, and
So
here's the thing too is the loser in all of this, besides Paramount and their debt, is consumers. I think that people
it's
have
less
to bring up,
competition.
well, it is less competition. And on top of it, we've talked about the news segment. We've talked about the fact that there should be alarm bells ringing of imagine if Fox owned MSNBC and CNN,
Yeah.
or the Washington Post owned the Wall Street Journal, owned the New York Times, owned LA, News or LA Times.
Hmm.
These are just things that should alarm people. And the fact that everybody's just kind of in la la land
Oh,
really,
peaceful. Eh,
really just does not sit well with me. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of happens or progresses from this deal. But I genuinely believe that this is unwise,
Now, yeah.
company
Well,
perspective and from competition.
now California is stepping in, and I give California a lot of crap, but rightfully so, they should step in because this is taking like I don't know the legal terms, but because I guess it's something that is California related, they can step in or something. I don't know, but
Well, I California has skin in the game from a perspective of Hollywood is obviously in California.
mhm.
Now, as to how many different um, you know, I'm trying to figure out as to how many jobs this may lose or how this impacts or affects both companies. We'll genuinely just have to wait to see. I would anticipate mass layoffs. I really would. So, which sucks.
Yeah. Even though that Warner Bros. Has been putting out, like they're still putting out movies that are making money. Like even though I didn't like Wuthering Heights, it's made $200 million worldwide. It's a profit maker. So like Warner Bros. Is making money, but not to enough to bring them out of debt. And so it's
Yeah,
like, and Paramount is, we still don't know what Paramount is going to be like under this new leadership. We're just
sure.
starting now to figure out what movies is under the new leadership. I forget what it was. What is Paramount's first new movie under
They should release another Halo.
yeah
Just kidding.
leadership? I forget what it was. Hold on. Was it Scream 7? 7? Okay, I guess it was Scream 7. I mean, yeah, that made money, of course, but I'm talking about like there was something else. Um,
Well, you're saying upcoming Paramount projects?
Yeah, like upcoming like that would be that isn't under the old leadership. So anything that wasn't contracted before that is now being contracted now and that comes out. And so I don't think I would consider Scream 7. I don't know. Whatever.
So, um, so upcoming Paramount Pictures theatrical releases: Scream 7, Scary Movie in June 2026, Paw Patrol the Dino Movie,
I
Sonic the Hedgehog
I think it's
4,
Pop Control.
Avatar: The Last Airbender, Legend of Aang, Jackass 5, and a new Star Trek origin story. So,
I think it's what is it? Pop Control. I think it's that because Scream 7 was contracted and a thing before the new leadership, wasn't it?
well, yeah, you also have A Quiet Place Part 3 is planned in 2027, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mayhem sequel 2027, G.I. Joe, a Transformers crossover film, apparently.
Yeah.
Uh, Bee Gees biopic. Let's see what else. And then also you have Sonic the Hedgehog, Angry Birds movie, and Street Fighter.
Yeah.
All of those are, pretty solid projects that come in. But I
What's
think
a
it just
Street
really
Fighter?
Street Fighter's like the video game.
Well, yeah, I know. I'm thinking of like what's the first one of under the new leadership? It's either Pop Controllers or Street Fighter, which Pop Controllers I don't even think kids
Yeah,
watch
but
that.
Paw
But
Patrol is just a low hanging fruit.
well, yeah,
All these
no,
kids, all those
that's
kids are gonna see it.
yeah.
You know,
So the
Chase
first
is on the case.
I guess maybe Street Fighter will be the interesting tester to see what ends up happening.
Sure.
But even then, that's going to make money no matter what because it's Street Fighter. Like,
Yeah,
and the
I
marketing is
agree.
actually kind of fun with that movie. But, um, and oh, Masters of the Universe, I'm actually kind of looking for that. Even though I had no idea what really anything about it, I'm kind of actually kind of looking forward to it. But
Yeah,
that's not, I don't, is that Paramount? That's not it. Side noted. But,
I'll check.
I don't even think that's Paramount. But so yeah, I don't. I was sleeping peacefully, actually coming to terms with Netflix owning Warner Bros. Just for the lala sake of them being nice and not being greedy and like, trying to take away competition. This takes away even more competition, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Um,
It's Masters of the Universe is MGM, Amazon, and Mattel Films.
Mm.
So, yeah, I'm not thrilled either. Genuinely, I sit here and I look at it from a pure numbers perspective, even more
Well,
than
and this
anything, and I
well
just doesn't make sense.
well this just became more political than what it already was. That's also another thing. And so it's
Mhm.
just
Well, like I said, it still has to go through approval. So,
I mean, you know for a fact because of the connections, Trump's going to have involvement in this legal action. So he's going to make some moves for sure. I hope even some Republicans go like, this is actually not a good deal. This is
well,
actually bad for
you have
it.
to think eh, we're coming up on midterm elections.
Mhm.
So, if it swings in the opposite way, you could see a lot of pressure regarding this kind of deal going through. So, I can never count it out because mergers, acquisitions, they take a long time. So, it's not something that you can just change automatically.
No.
So, um,
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I wanted to talk about. So, there's not, we'll have to wait and see a bit more. But that's probably the most that we've talked and since this deal
yeah,
has come out. But I don't, the thing is, it's like if we're gonna separate from the political stuff, from a business standpoint, I just don't know how this new leadership is going to handle Warner Bros. That's the biggest
sure.
problem. And so it's just like if you're already burning a ship, if a ship is already going down, it doesn't mean bring another ship along with you. And so it's like, I don't know. It's
They
just
basically brought a second boat to try
yeah.
and
And
break
like
up the iceberg
they
after the
took
Titanic got hurt
they took a
or
literal
hit.
they took the quote from Jaws too literally. We're gonna need a bigger boat. But we're already sinking. Well, we're gonna need a bigger boat. Like but
To slam into it again.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I, it won't be great. I give it 2 to 3 years before we see a bunch of stuff get sold off because of massive piling
Hopefully
debt.
by then, maybe the economy would have changed by that point. We'll see. Um, probably not.
You
Probably
never
not, but
know.
we'll
There's
see.
something that's gonna happen. So,
But we'd be probed by aliens by that point. We'll wait.
oh
Um,
gosh, I don't think they want to come to Earth. So, um,
every time like aliens gets brought up in the conversations, I always think about that scene. I don't know what it's from. I think it's from a TV show where it's like an alien's like trying to figure out humans. Like he's like in a courtroom area, and he's like, "So tell me about." I forget. God, I can't remember the the exact scene of it, but it's kind of funny, and he's kind of like disgusted or whatever. But yeah, this is gonna be a little awkward, but we had to talk about it instead of waiting a whole entire month to talk about it. And um, back to the main show now. Now I'll pass the reins off.
Carson reviews.
Mm.
Carson reviews. Well, everybody, I know that you've waited for the best part of the entire show.
It only
Austin's
took
rolling his
eight
eyes.
topics.
I know. I'm just kidding. Well, first and foremost, I am really excited for this one. Austin and I were debating whether or not this one would be good enough to do, but the reason that we picked it is because it came out on January 30th. I didn't see it until February, so I think it counts. But
It doesn't feel like a
uh,
January movie though, so that's the thing.
no, it doesn't. So the movie that I'm choosing to review is Send Help. So this is a
Guys,
really
send
interesting
help,
movie.
please.
Oh my gosh, because it has Dylan O'Brien and Rachel McAdams. Now, your first thought would probably be like, could that be that great of a movie? My answer to you is yes, it can. It was excellent. We won't do anything that'll spoil anything, but kind of to give you some context, you have kind of this unlikable, she's in like their accounting type area, like
Very
their analytics
relatable
area.
character.
Yeah, very relatable. Not very likable. She has like stuff in her teeth. She eats really gross stuff. Um, she previously was married, which she reveals, and
Oh
she's like kind of
no,
like a cat lady at home, kind of talking to her bird. And it's more or less just a lady that you would, it's unassuming. She's kind of nerdy, kind
she's
of a
very
loser.
gross.
And then she is really gross. I got secondhand embarrassment. That's how
Really?
good her acting was. It was so good.
No, the thing
And
is,
then
that's
you have,
how she is in real life, so she didn't need to act.
oh my gosh, no, Rachel McAdams is amazing. And then you have
She is a
Dylan
fantastic
O'Brien.
actor.
She is. She was like one of my first actress crushes. Anyway, I think she was everybody's from The Notebook. Did you not see The Notebook?
No, because I'm a man.
Uh,
I mean,
okay.
I did go see Wuthering Heights by myself, so there's that.
Go watch The Notebook and get back to me.
Yeah, probably be
But
better.
anyway, you have Dylan O'Brien, who's kind of like the jerky nepotism son that gets, the CEO position and passes her over for a promotion. More or less, it causes a lot of friction between them, and then they get stranded on an island. And like the whole film is more or less about these two surviving together and their whole experience. I think what's really interesting is it's a thriller. And so we have a lot of like there's humor, it's a thriller, and part of it is very messed up. Like the audience that I was with, which by the way, it is such a great movie to watch with a bunch of people. So if you're
Mhm.
gonna watch this movie,
I don't
make
think it.
sure it, oh god, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't think it tops my audience experience with Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. I don't know. You didn't see that
Okay.
movie, but but
You know.
it has similar kind of like dark humor, funny tones to it, and there's
Yeah.
a couple of things where like I just like the audience like went abrupt with that one, which was kind of
Yeah.
similar experience with Sin Help. So, but
Yeah. I think the Sound Health experience was great. I went in knowing nothing. I went and bought a ticket, went and saw it at 9 p.m. The theater was packed, probably like 100 people. It was packed, like every seat except for maybe one or two. And I'm sitting here not knowing what to expect. People are laughing. People are like audibly gasping. There's like a scare part at one point,
oh,
and like there's a few things that are.
there's one part that was so corny. I actually thought it was really bad. It involved
Yeah, yeah,
a corpse.
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, that
yeah.
was weird. There's a lot of. It's a very what is it? Sam Raimi. It's a very Sam Raimi movie,
Better than
and
I thought, though. Better than I thought it was.
oh, it was excellent. There was one part where I was like everybody was uncomfortably shifting and it was dead silent because the scene was so visceral and so gross.
Well, it's
Um,
also with the camera work because you don't actually see it happen. It's just focused on Dylan O'Brien's face, and so he gives off a
yeah,
great performance.
yeah. And the noises. Blah.
Oh,
You just
I
have to
actually,
see it.
I actually really thought something did happen. I was like, oh gosh, that's
I,
awful.
I thought so too.
And so
So
when something was about to be pulled up, I was like, you better not do that. Like I don't want to. I can't look at that. That's disgusting.
yeah,
But
that it killed everybody. They all laughed.
yeah. So, yeah, the only thing I
Yeah,
really disliked about it was kind of the ending.
yeah. The last 10 minutes were kind of like, man, you went through all this great movie for that.
Yeah.
But
But there's plot
uh,
holes also like with secrets being revealed about the island. Like, wait, what? You're
uh
like, eh.
Well, I think it's meant to be absurdly like over the top, and it definitely achieves that, but it does it in a way where both of them their acting is phenomenal. I love it. I have not seen Rachel McAdams act like that and that character type in wow, really good. So overarchingly, I would give it like a 9.1 out of 10. I think if the ending was better, I would have probably given it like a 9.5. But overall, it blew every expectation I had out of the water, and I just think it was
I
it
thought the
was
trailers were bad. Like,
wonderful.
I think the trailers did a
Yeah,
disservice.
they didn't. And right
I
now
understand why they did it, but that's not the direction with the marketing that they should have gone with.
on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 94%. That's pretty accurate. A
Mm.
lot of people gave it a 7, which I don't agree with, but whatever. So, you know, but yeah, there's a few people that gave it a 1. Okay.
Guarantee there were
Those
Markiplier
people.
fans. They're like, don't go see that. Go see Iron Lung.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Which I heard really good things about that. I did not see it though. But
Were they Markiplier fans that were saying good things about it?
I heard that it was just way too long.
It was long, it was boring, it was forgettable. The only thing you might have heard that it was doing well box office wise, but it was not received well from people that weren't Markiplier fans. I'm a Markiplier fan, but even then, I still didn't like it. And but
Yeah.
uh,
I, yeah, they're just um also somebody the top highest rated says McDat absolutely disturbing. That's the highest. It gives it an 8 out of 10, and it's absolutely disturbing. And I think that's probably the best way that I would describe that movie. So I don't know if you have anything else to add, but that's Carson's reviews
mm,
on Send Help. It's certified fresh. Joke. I'm not Rotten Tomatoes, but it is certified fresh at 94%.
mm.
It's phenomenal, truly. And the fact that that came out in like a January, February slot is, I mean, that's like the dark horse candidate for movie of the year, in my opinion. I feel like it's kind of like Sinners was last year. Like it is like a very,
Sinners wasn't January.
wasn't it February?
That was like March.
Was it really?
Hmm.
Was it? Wait a second. Now I'm confused. I thought it was
Hey,
earlier on
take
in
it
the
from the
year.
guy that gets called racist on that review. All right.
It was April. Oh my
Oh,
goodness. Well,
I was closer.
regardless, it was like that. It was a really surprise movie that came out of, you know, left field. And it really hit. I thought it was great. So and as of this moment, I'm gonna tell you how much it's made in box office.
Because it made like what, 60 million?
49.9 million domestically and 74 million worldwide.
Oh yeah. So,
And the
but
budget was 40 million,
that's the sad part where I don't think it's gonna break even. But
which is
it's
weird because it was a great movie.
Yeah, but I think it's because of the trailer. The trailer probably turned a lot of people off. It just was, those trailers just were not good. They try to be very corny and over the top, and it's like I think the trailer should have been more dark and kind of sinister, but then give it a little bit light, like lighthearted moments to show like, hey, it's still gonna be a fun movie, but nothing in the
Yeah,
trailer said anything that was gonna what it's gonna be. And so, um, but
yeah. And I think Wuthering Heights and Goat will be the next ones to hit probably over 100 million, would be my guess. So
freaking
that's
Wuthering
actually
Heights.
very underwhelming. It's actually kind of sad. I thought that movie was way better. So,
Yeah, well, I mean
but
it's rated R, so I mean,
oh, that is true.
but
So,
yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below on Send Help. Have you seen it? Have you not? You guys can also check out my review if you want to hear my full thoughts on it. But moving on to this, so a lot of people still give James Gunn shit for DC, and it's like he only has done one movie and a TV show. And people are like, well, it's already a failure. It's like, okay, see you in another 10 years when it's doing much better than the Snyderverse. Um,
oh my gosh, I have a really good theory as to why they named it the way they did. Honestly,
well, I haven't even said what, wait, what? I haven't said what we were about to talk about, but we're supposed to get a
I was
Supergirl.
excited.
Okay. Well, so we're supposed to get a Supergirl movie this year, and next year we're supposed to get the team up movie between Superman and Lex. And so James Gunn has been very hard on saying it's not a Superman sequel, it's not a Superman sequel. And now they're making it. Now there's rumors that it's going to get a title change for being Superman, Man of Tomorrow. And so a lot of people are like, a lot of people are using this as ammo. It's like, see, James Gunn doesn't even know what he wants to do. It's like he can do whatever he wants. He can change stories. Like, you don't think Marvel is doing it right now, changing directions of what they want to do? It's like you're not giving them crap. Like what the people. It's, what's funny? here, I'm gonna rub this even more into your face, Snyder
Oh,
fans.
oh,
You
here it
you
is.
you know the Snyderverse was bad when it's not even the Batman versus Superman is not going to be in the Lego Batman game. You know it's that bad that they couldn't even put that in the game because they're doing
Mm,
all the Batman movies in that it's like the basically the Skywalker saga of Batman. And so take that. There'll probably be jokes about it, but not in the jokes of the way that you like. So they'll probably
gosh.
so
I do not condone him being mean to
oh.
Snyderverse fans. I'm just kidding.
It's so bad. Snyderverse. He made two good movies, guys. Two. Um, one was
Are the
already
two
what
are the two
like
good movies in the room with us right now?
yeah. No.
I'm just kidding.
Uh, I mean, like one of them was already halfly made, and they decided to change the tone of it. But yeah. So I don't. If he decides to change it to be Superman Man of Tomorrow because it would be easier to market, I have no problem with it. Because
Sure,
it would probably be easier to market as a Superman sequel than it being a new thing just called Man of Tomorrow. Because if you show that, you show Superman in it, it's like, so is it a Superman sequel or what? Like, what is it exactly? Like, so I guarantee they probably are looking at the marketing side of it and like, yeah, this might be a little too hard to market to people if we can't market it as a Lex in a Superman movie, so we might as well just market it as a Superman movie. And so, but would I like to see other characters besides Superman? Probably, yeah. I mean, like, I think we probably should have gotten something else before Man of Tomorrow, but besides that. Um, oh yeah, a lot of people also still think that James Gunn's gonna get fired if Netflix gets Warner Bros. If if Netflix gets Warner Bros, Netflix has all the money in the world to keep James Gunn and let him do whatever he wants. So it doesn't really make any sense. Um,
yeah,
but
interesting. I'm excited. I think it'll be good.
I like Superman. I didn't love it, but I liked it than most people. And I'm looking forward to Supergirl. I think Supergirl has a great trailer. I do think they also dropped the ball for the Super Bowl. I thought a lot of the trailers for the Super Bowl were kind of like, eh, like really? We're really dropping $10 million for this? Okay.
Yeah,
Um, but see, criticism, guys, respectful criticism.
that
But
is true.
and But yeah, I think I don't think it's really that big of a deal.
Yeah. I think one thing, I'm trying to think how I want to describe it. Um, let's see. How do I want to describe this? So here's the thing that I find is interesting in regards to the whole Superman thing. Okay. I can talk about the title now, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
Cool. I'm just making sure because I want to make sure I don't get off topic, but I think this is why. So the whole idea of this title is they really hit it out of the park with Superman last year. It did surprisingly really well.
It broke
I
even,
think
it
if
made
it
money. It didn't make a
correct,
billion dollars, but it made money.
I think if they would have called it Man of Tomorrow, it sounds too similar to Man of Steel, and
That
it
too, yeah.
also doesn't tell you
What the movie's
it is
about.
Superman.
Yeah.
So adding Superman with the semicolon or colon or whatever the heck it is, Superman, Man of Tomorrow, you're now letting people identify with the really successful Superman movie last year.
Yeah,
I think it
it's
is
just a marketing
all a
tactic.
ploy. It
It's
is.
it's the same reason
Everything
why he
else,
changed
yeah.
it from Superman Legacy to Superman because it felt like if he put Superman Legacy, it would either
Legacy
sound
of
like
what?
yeah, like Legacy of what? Like this is the first time I've ever seen this version of Superman. Like what do you So it's like it
Correct.
sounds like it's either the end of the trilogy or an end of like Superman. Like, this is going to be Superman's last movie or something like that. And it's like it doesn't make any sense to call it that. So, it's the same
Well,
exact
and
reason.
then it's the same for like it reminds me too of Like if we're gonna say legacy, it's like, well, if it's a legacy, um, are we saying legacy as in like previous Supermans? And if
Yeah.
so, are we going to bring, previous Supermans in? Like
Title changes
it's just
happen all the time.
yeah,
And I think
yeah,
because it's DC and Superman and we're still in this weird stage of like Snyder and all that, that's just because it becomes a bigger problem. And for or at least those people that find it a big problem are allowed to have a
yeah,
bigger voice and when they shouldn't. That sounds very mean to say, but it's some people don't deserve to have their opinion taken over and make it sound so much dramatic than what it really is. I think that's kind of like
yeah.
a fact. Um, Not saying that you shouldn't have an opinion. I just don't think people should listen to
Oh my gosh.
you.
You have the right to say anything you want, and I have the right to call you stupid, is kind of what
Exactly.
you're going for.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, so let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below on that. Moving on to this. Um, well,
yeah.
uh, hmm. So Jeffrey Epstein, huh? No, no, we're not talking about that.
Oh my
So,
gosh. You're
but
going to get doxxed.
but he was actually mentioned for some odd reason in this AI video of Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise fighting, where they prompt Brad Pitt to say that he is a good man when he clearly isn't. Um, but it's just, but the bigger issue is that this is becoming a problem where people are calling this art and like, oh wow, this is looking like the AI is going to take over Hollywood. Hollywood is scared, and it's like, is it like yeah? Hollywood is scared because of the properties that could be taken and stolen from people, creating their own things. And so it's more from a money standpoint and a dispute standpoint, not really of like, yeah, AI is worried about us making better things when clearly you ain't.
Yeah.
Like people are calling like a lot of these AI videos. Like there's one video of Tom Cruise and Matt Damon fighting on a roof.
Brad
And
Pitt, Brad Pitt.
oh no, well no, I know about that one, but there's another one of literally Tom Cruise and Matt Damon fighting on a roof. And people are like, "Oh, this looks so good." And I'm like, Tom Cruise is literally trying to punch Matt Damon with a gun. Like he's literally not trying to use the gun at all or use it as a weapon. He's literally like holding the gun like this,
Uh,
punching him with it. And next, Matt Damon, for some odd reason, bends down, tries to pick up a gun, and there's like three other guns on the ground and points the gun at Tom Cruise. I'm like, why didn't well, if there was three guns on the ground, why weren't you not using them in the first place? It's
yeah.
and the choreograph, it's so slow, it's so bad. It looks terrible. It's like the
Yeah, I didn't like it. It didn't have any like of the normal movements you would have expected in a
no,
fight.
it's
I
like
will say their
it's
faces looked good.
yeah, I mean like it definitely like if you showed a grandma this, to be like, "Oh wow, that's from a movie?" Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
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 It
Uh
or if you like saw it, you're like, wow, Brad
uh,
Pitt and Tom Cruise or Matt Damon are fighting. The
Like,
world's ending. Like,
wait,
what
they're in a
movie is
movie?
this?
And next you really look at it,
Yeah,
it's like, oh, wait, hold on, this is AI. And so it's like, there's both like there's positives and there's negatives. I think AI will
I agree.
always is always going to be a thing from now on, but it's not going to be
Yes,
something that you use to fully make something. It's going to be used as a tool. I
correct.
I use AI as a tool. Sometimes I use it to extend my thumbnails backgrounds. Like if it's too small, if I don't think I don't think if it looks good enough like this zoomed in, I'll have it where I'll use Photoshop's AI to extend the photo that I'm using so then at least it makes it look better. Like I use it for stuff like that, but I don't use it to because I'm lazy to make something that will look like crap. And so
Which I'm glad you don't because I that would be lame. No
yeah.
offense.
And so it's just what else was I gonna say? Uh I lost my train of thought. Oh, so people are calling it art when it's not. One, AI is taking it as something that already exists. It cannot create anything new. It's already taking something that physically exists and just taking it and kind of like overlapping with other things that already exist. And Um, and it's just simply isn't art because it's you're someone that's being lazy and typing a sentence and you're like, make this. You're not actually going out there filming something. You're not actually going out there to create something. And this kind of insults me as someone who volunteers for a production for church. And so it's like I like when it comes to like creating some shots for like a live stream to show people on YouTube, it's kind of insulting because because I sit there to think of like creative ways to show the instruments and all of that. It's like you're not doing that with
Yeah.
AI and all of that. And so I probably offended someone not based off you being lazy. I probably offended someone just mentioning church, but um,
Well, I just don't think I don't think AI is responsible. I think when you like, I don't know, it just doesn't make any sense to me as to why people think it's good that you would want a fake thing to replace real people. Like AI is an enhancement tool. It is not a replacement. I don't care
yeah.
what anybody says. I just am
If you
anti
want to use it for
AI
fun, that's
for replace.
fine. But until you call it
Sure,
art, then we have a problem. Like I like people
correct.
think like, well, you're so like I literally actually have people that I personally know that criticize on me when I send them like funny AI videos. It's like I thought you hate AI. It's like I hate AI when it's been used to be called art, not for this that's a joke. And so it's like I find some of the videos that are funny with like Titanic, like with like Jack and Rose, like Jack like like he literally like pulls Rose in the water and it's like you're coming with me. It's like I ain't dying this time. Like stuff like that. Like they're just for fun and all
Yeah,
that.
it's like ironic and kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just yeah. So the ones that use it for art, if you have a problem with that, okay, have fun with life. You're not gonna make it out there, but
yeah.
literally you like you're not gonna have a skill at anything because it's not a skill. Um and AI messes up all the time. I guarantee those people that made this Brad Pitt, well, no, well, this is honestly probably the best. If we're going to talk about, great AI work, the Brad Pitt and the Tom Cruise, excluding the dialogue, is the best AI that we probably have seen. Um, but like when it comes to general overall use of the AI that tries to do this, there's always a fuck up. You always see a character trying because they always put a prompt in, but the AI doesn't know when to put that prompt in its video.
Correct.
So it either it puts it in too early or it's always there. And because the AI is like, well, it's supposed to have it at some point, but you as the person that type it didn't tell me when to have it, or I don't understand what you were trying to say.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
It's just one of those things where I sit here and I'm like, look, I have worked in AI technology. I understand how it enhances human skills. I don't think that we should be encouraging, I guess, for AI replacement. That's just my opinion.
Well,
So
and also it costs us way too much for what little it does. Um, and using up so much water. That's the thing. For I don't know what it is because it overheats the servers that they use overheat, so they have to use cooling water and all that. And so, um,
energy intensive and water intensive,
yeah.
yes.
So that's all my thoughts on that. I think eventually I was gonna make a video on AI and all of its use at some point, and this kind of just happened to happen. And I was like, oh, well, let's talk about this. And so, but anything else?
No, I think for me, this topic's just really difficult because, like I said, I see where AI is very useful. It can really help, like with de-aging or something along those lines, sure.
Hmm.
But
Or fun little short video, like the where
correct.
AI is like for some odd reason really like getting a lot of praise. It's when it comes to like Star Wars fans. Like, are you seeing a lot of like the Star Wars AI stuff that are coming out? Like, look at this AI Star Wars short film or whatever. Like, have you been seeing that type of stuff? And
Yeah, I have.
people have been praising this, and for whenever someone criticizes on it. the person that made that gets offended. It's like, what are you getting offended about? You didn't make that. You didn't spend the hard effort time to make it. Um, and so it's like, but like but if they were making it videos to do like Star Wars theories type of stuff, like to show like, hey, um, this is like a Star Wars theory. Like I want to talk about this one comic book. What if like Disney did this as like a story, and next I'm going to use AI as a font as like a background, like a how comic books used to be a background thing to talk over. If it was used like that, like that's cool. Like that's kind of fun. It's like you're still putting a little bit of your own effort into it because you're creating your own theories along with it. But to and so it's like there's a little bit of effort, but just be like, all right, make this. All right, I made it. Oh, you didn't like it? Fuck you then. It's like you didn't make it. You didn't do anything. All right.
Yeah.
Uh, so
It's one of those things where it's just like people shouldn't be taking credit for stuff that's AI. So,
that's why, yeah, yeah. It's the same. It's probably the same people that that got upset when Netflix and all of them started making password sharing illegal. Like they stopped allowing that. It's like, oh, I'm going to cancel my Netflix. Like a Netflix you didn't have. Okay, all
yeah,
right, all
that's
right.
you're exactly right.
But yeah, so let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to this. So we kind of talked about it. It was kind of a rumor. I don't know if we talked about it last month, but I think we mentioned it in the one of the last two episodes. But F1 is officially getting a sequel. Um, I think this is a really good move, especially with how successful it was. And
Agreed.
but I still want it still hasn't been confirmed if Brad Pitt is returning to play the role, but I think it would make sense if he does.
I did not see as to how they're going to do it, but what I did see is that obviously they are releasing that. I think that Brad Pitt should in some way be a part of it.
Yeah.
So it would be crazy um, if it were anything but Brad Pitt.
That's called combine these two films together,
Oh my gosh, that's
make them
hilarious.
into a sequel. Um, and they better do a physical release of the sequel too, by the way.
Oh, here it
Um,
comes. Physical release. Just kidding.
but,
So
yeah. What
I
if they do, what would you think the sequel would be about? That's the thing. What could they do?
yeah, that's the interesting thing because obviously um it kind of left on its own like
Like one and done type of deal.
yeah. I think that if they were going to be smart, what they could do is they could lean into like him being a driver. So now we're a year into the future. You know, he's been succeeding and doing really well. You know, he's finally trying to find a replacement for him, right? And now he has to train like a new driver or train, you know, rather than just saving the driving team, now he's found a replacement for him
I think
and it's going to be that new driver.
the problem is I think is that we didn't do Cars, we did Cars 3 in the first F1.
Yes,
And so
correct.
I think that's the problem of this film though. So I think the only way that they could do a sequel is honestly really if they're gonna do it with Brad Pitt, they should do like the F1 and Days of Thunder idea. I think that would be a great idea for them to do. But if they're gonna do an F1 sequel, I think they should just do a new cast and
Yeah, I would think so too.
do like a Cars thing where like, all right, so you have this new rookie. He's a little bit hot-headed and he he messed up on his like first race or whatever, or he like, he tied for first or something, and this next race he can win the Piston Cup, whatever. And they do Cars 2 without spy gadgets, of course. But they do Cars 2 where he's traveling all the world to win all this, and next they do Cars 3. He gets in a car wreck. He still wants to race and all that stuff, but he at the same time he's training a new rookie. So do something like that.
Yeah.
But that is F1, the first one. So, but yeah. Um, so not much to really talk about. The only thing that's really exciting about it is that they're actually going to do it. And I think Apple has a really good place in film, especially if they're going to do it practical. Like they even went out of their way to make the Apple TV logo practical. And so like they did
Yeah,
the glass thing with it. And so oh,
which I
like
like.
yeah, like a lot of people are complaining working for streamers, but not a lot of people are complaining about working for Apple. And so it's like Apple is like streaming kind of exclusively sometimes when it comes to they're playing it both ways. But no one really has that big of an issue working with Apple, but a lot of people have issues working like with Netflix and all that. So there's a if you guys some of you guys are probably wondering like why are you guys not mentioning like the about Paramount getting their week deal with Warner Bros. It's like we'll talk about it after, but I don't think anything's going to come out of it. So,
Well, and that's the thing is there's a lot, there's genuinely so many things that are going on right now
well, it's like
that
we already
we could make
overtalked
like a
so
12-hour
much.
episode.
Well, yeah. Well, but we overtalked about the whole Netflix and Warner Bros. Bid and all that
Oh
crap.
gosh, I
So
know.
it's like what else could we add that we haven't already said? But if Paramount for some odd reasons now has a chance of getting Warner Bros., then we'll talk about it. But until then, it's still in Netflix's hands. So, but yeah, let us know your guys' thoughts in the comment section below. Now we're getting into this interesting topic.
Which I'm
So,
excited for.
if you guys didn't watch the PlayStation, is it PlayStation State Play or whatever? What is it called?
Oh,
Um, I forget
yeah,
what
like the pay thing, right?
I don't know. Like, if you guys didn't watch PlayStation's like live stream that they had like last week or so, they announced a lot of games, but most importantly, one that stuck out and shocked a lot of people, including me, because I didn't know that this was going to be a thing.
Isn't it
Is a
called
John
Day of Play or something?
Day like
Day
State
of
Play or something
Play.
like that? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
got you.
is a John Wick video game. So it is Keanu Reeves actually playing as John Wick, which is pretty cool. Always like Keanu Reeves, but I gotta say, it doesn't look very good. Even though it's early stage, the gameplay looks very slow. It looks like it's John Wick in Chapter 4 type of slowness. Um, and it's like, well, if I want to play as John Wick, I would like to play like a young version of him where he's quick and fast, you know. And there's some of that where you get his kind of like his certified moves and all that, where he kicks a guy in the leg and next he shoots him in the bottom of his head and blood goes blah. And so there's moments where it could work, but it does look slow. And honestly, John Wick looks way. There's something that he looks off in his face. I don't
It's
like
it's
it,
his it's like the ratio. I think it's his wide, how wide the head is.
but it
I
looks
don't,
too
yeah.
smooth too. Like it looks way too smooth.
The one thing I will say is some of the scenes look really good,
Hmm.
but um I think it's like this. Like this part of the eyes and face is weird.
Like like Keanu Reeves looks better in Cyberpunk than he does in his own game. Like I get Cyberpunk had probably a bigger budget, but it's just like at that point, it's like you could have just taken the model from that game. Like, hey, can I pay you for that model? Okay, cool, thank you.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
All right, there we go. Um, but
And then just like added.
yeah, just, take away his robot parts and put human parts. But we'll have to see when more stuff comes out about it. The question is, what time in the timeline does this take place?
I have no idea. That's the thing that I
Because it
didn't
looks
understand.
like he's like, because he has the beard and everything. It looks like it's taking place during some one of the movies, like not before the first one, literally like during either
Like
chapter one.
after,
Yeah,
it looks like you're going to be able to go to like the Continental Hotel. Like
yeah,
it seems like it could be like an open world almost, or
maybe. But at
like
that
a
point, could I just
GTA,
make
but
my own
in,
character? Why would I want to be John Wick? Could I just make my own
well,
character?
why wouldn't you want to be? Everybody likes John Wick.
Well, I know, but if it's gonna be open world like that, and
Well,
you
I
get
don't
to
know if it's going
go.
to be open world. It just looked
I
like
don't.
it.
Well, I know. I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be very linear. But it does look like I made a joke earlier in the podcast, but it's like it does look like one of those like bad like movie video games. Like it's like like a movie license, like, oh, you get to play John Wick and it's John Wick in the first movie type of story. It's like, no, no thanks. But if it's also going to be like open world, which it could be, at that point, just let me make my own character. It just takes place in the John Wick world. So then it's like, Hogwarts Legacy in a way. Like, make it like that.
Yes.
Like I would prefer that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking it'll potentially be with like little missions. I think it would be fun. I think there's a lot of opportunity. It's just, are they going to do it well?
Yeah, which we'll see. Because Lionsgate is starting to kind of get into the gaming world because I think they're going to do a Saw game, or is that Blumhouse? That's Blumhouse.
That's
Maybe,
Bloomhouse, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah. Which there's a bunch of Saw news also coming out about that, but whatever. So let us know your guys' thoughts. I thought I would mention it because it's movie and game, so kind of combines very well to one another. Now, talking about this, you know what Dead by Daylight is, right?
I have heard of it before. Yes.
Have you played any? Or
I have not, but I do know that it is popular.
okay.
I believe my brother likes to play it.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, it's a
yeah,
fun game every once in a while. Um, they just did like Stranger Things chapter 2 for it. Like, they're they just did like a second chapter for Stranger Things. They brought Vecna, they brought Eleven and Dustin into the game. It was a fine chapter in itself. But now there's been talks about doing a movie for years, and now it's officially happening. And so I don't know when they're going into production, but they do actually have a writer. And so what's interesting is the writer that they chose, which is how do you say his name? Alexander El Aja? I don't know how to say his name. Um, there's David Lease Johnston I people with their weird names. Can you guys get easier names to say? So
oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
But but the person that they have writing it did Crawl, that alligator crocodile film, horror film that was almost like Jaws in a way. It was like during like a hurricane, and you had the girl that was like the kind of the love interest in the Maze Runner in it.
The Maze, did you say Maze Runner?
Yeah, like the love interest in that film, she was the star in this
Oh,
movie.
yeah,
Yeah,
I can't remember her name, but I know who you're talking about.
I thought it was actually a really good movie, and so it's like, if that's the quality that they're going for, this could be a fun film in itself. And there's so many different characters in the Daylight world and killers and survivors that they can go for that it could be fun, and you can have multiple different sequels. You can literally go in any direction of sequel wise with any of these characters, and they could all be one-off sequels too, where it's like, okay, well, once like the first one will have Trapper as the killer, and next you have like the original, I guess, Dead by Daylight characters or whatever as survivors. And next, when it comes to the sequel, you could do it where it's like is it fun? I don't want to say Final Destination. I'm trying to think of a franchise that would take like a surviving previous character and combine it with a sequel character. It's like, all right, now we have to do it again, but we have a new cast of characters. Like you can do something like that, and I don't know how that would work with uh like licensed characters, because the game does have licensed characters. I don't know if how that all would work, and if you need getting rights for those characters and all that. But they can definitely do that with their original characters, that's for sure. The only thing that worries me about it is that you're getting the guy that did The Conjuring, movie.
The first one?
The second one, which was good, but then but he directed the third one, the devil that told me to do it, whatever. He did that.
Oh, and that one was not that great.
So besides that, I'm not really I that's not very looking good for me. I guess the writing's the most important thing, so if the writing's good, it should be fine. Oh, this this also has me worried. It's Blumhouse too, so there's that. Yeah, they're very good at video game adaptation, guys. If you guys haven't already known, Finance of Freddy's. So yeah, but
I think the other thing too that's really important to this is one, I think that, like we've talked about this before, when you take really popular IP, especially psychological terror, I think that it'll be successful even if it's horrible. I really do.
well,
So,
yeah, I mean,
um,
like, especially if it, like, yeah, big IP, like, Finance of Freddy's was pretty successful, and since it is, Blumhouse, they're gonna make it for really cheap. They're gonna put like $10 million in the budget, and they'll make it, and it will make 20 million plus dollars at the box office, and we'll have multiple different sequels. So.
yeah. Oh gosh.
Which I mean, like
So,
I mean, like I hope it's good, but I hope also the fan base isn't like FNAF fan base where it's like they're gatekeeping. It's like, oh well, if you play the games, it's not meant. If you haven't played the games, it's not meant for you. It's like it's a freaking PvP online mode game. Like there isn't really there's lore, but there isn't lore. Like there isn't like a story. Um.
okay.
And so it's like there isn't really much gatekeeping that you can do with it. Um, that's that's kind of like why the FNAF movies don't work for the most part. It's like the most story that the stories that uh makes that world fascinating is what happens prior to the games. And so you learn that while you're playing the games, but the games are so simple that it's kind of hard to make it into a movie. And so that's kind of why I wish that they made a movie just based off of William Afton's prior of the Five Nights at Freddy's games because you could focus on Michael on uh why am I blanking on the actor's name that plays Stu Marker? Um, why am I blanking his name? I would literally just Stu Marker. Ah, it's gonna
I don't know
bother
who
the
you're talking about. Yeah, I
from
was like, I don't
Scream
know who you're talking about.
from Scream. Matthew
Oh,
Lord. Um,
I was like,
like they could have him be in the film more and like have him play as Afton and all that, like you can actually see him start killing these kids and it would be a little bit more interesting and you can have that dark FNAF tone and all that than
yeah,
what we've been getting and all that, but whatever.
which I do like the dark tone, just saying.
Yeah. So but yeah, any other things like what would you like to see from a Dead by Daylight movie? Like, I'm pretty sure you've seen people play it, so like, what? I guess I don't know if you would be able to give me much details on what you wanted to see, I guess, but
Yeah, I think for me, the thing that I'm most wanting to see is one, a lot of these, IPs that are being taken from video games or books or whatever. I just wish they stayed more true to, I guess, the source material.
well,
So as
they do
long as they
that.
stay,
Well, like, for like example, Iron Lung, it's true to the source material, but it's boring. So there's like there like it after watching that movie, especially after this one movie I saw, which I feel like I don't know if I'm going to talk about it, but it was a video game adaptation. But like like you can stay true to the source material, but if the source material is boring, it's like it's kind of hard to do that. Like, like they're doing a Baldur's Gate TV show on HBO Max. Did you know that?
I did see that
And
actually.
guess who's the showrunner?
Oh gosh, who is it?
It's the guy
Kathleen
from
Kennedy.
yeah.
I'm just kidding.
It would honestly probably be better. But it's the guy from The Last of Us. It's not Neil
Oh,
Druckmann, but it's that guy. It's the code showrunner. Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Interesting.
We're gonna get more. I'm gonna be a dad moments. Great, lovely, cool. You know what? I guarantee he's gonna cast Bella Ramsey as one of the main leads. Hey, she'll fit right in with her forehead. Don't worry. Um, Mm, my goodness. But the problem is with that one is that he is not allowing like the creators of Boulder Gates and all of them to come in and help him write the story. He's just like, no, I'm gonna do my own thing. It's like, oh, okay, so you're gonna make this adaptation of this game that people really love, and you're not gonna involve any of the writers that know the characters. Like, really? Okay, got it. Cool, dude. Lovely.
Yeah,
So, but yeah,
interesting.
that's kind of my overall thoughts. Is there anything else you want to mention before? Well, okay. Well, let us know your guys' thoughts on the Dead by Daylight movie. What would you let us know your what killer they should do in the movie and the four survivors? I want to know your guys' thoughts on that. What four survivors and killers that you would like to see them focus on in the movie. But any other topics you want to bring up before we call it?
No, I think for me, I'm just excited to see what this year has in store. I'm interested to see the Academy Awards upcoming and, all the different things
Hmm.
and see who ends up winning those. I think that's what I'm most excited for. So,
Yeah. I didn't ask you this, but I might as well ask you right on the spot. Do you want to do a
sure.
live reaction to the Oscars?
When is it? I
March
don't even remember the
15th.
day. Sure.
Yeah,
That
it's a
should work
Sunday.
well.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
like a
let's
4
do
hour
it.
stream. So that'd be fun. We'll do it live on here on YouTube. But make sure to follow me at least on Twitch for the gaming stuff. For everyone that's listening. Links in the description. But if you guys are listening on like, Apple Podcasts and Spotify, make sure to follow me on YouTube. So then you can be here while we live stream the Oscars. It'll be a fun reaction, and I'll make sure to pull up our lists of what we think is going to win as well, because we did write down our predictions and all of that. So, but yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you guys very much for watching and listening. Let us know your guys' thoughts on all the topics down below, and let us know
Absolutely.
which is your favorite topic. And so, anyway, guys, thank you very much
Oh, I
for
like that.
yeah, yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. Like always, we'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Peace.